This training video will show you the necessary steps to panoramic positioning with the ProMax S3, utilizing the AutoFocus function to provide fast, accurate, and consistent images. Prior to starting, ensure that AutoFocus is activated. Separate licensing and software may be required at an additional charge. Ask the patient to remove all metal objects from their neck to their eyebrows. Now show your patient the bite stick which they will use in the machine. Have them put their teeth into the grooves and then verify that both their upper and lower centrals are in the groove of the bite stick. You can then take the bite stick from the patient and hold it until you are ready to place it in the ProMax chin rest. Before positioning your patient, make sure you get your imaging software ready, then choose the appropriate settings on your ProMax. Then position your patient. Once you have activated your imaging software to acquire an image, select the appropriate program, patient size, and jaw size on the ProMax touchscreen. Also verify that AutoFocus is activated. While standing to the side of the ProMax, ask the patient to stand tall behind the ProMax and adjust the height so that they may enter the machine. To adjust the height, the up and down functions can be found on the patient's support arm. Now help the patient find the support arms that they need to hold on to during the exposure. Then ask the patient to step forward into the ProMax, remaining tall so that their chin is directly over the chin rest. Raise the ProMax so that the chin rest touches the patient's skin. Now ask your patient to slide their head back while you place the bite stick into the chin rest. Once in place, you can ask the patient to place their teeth into the grooves. Have them smile big so you can verify that both their upper and lower anteriors are in the bite stick groove. Now move to the front of the ProMax and close the temple supports by pressing the temple support button located on the patient's support arm. You will need to move your patient's head so that the mid-sagittal light is positioned between the patient's eyes, centered on the nasion. Now ask the patient to smile big so that you can verify that their occlusal plane is down 5 to 10 degrees. These images show you what that should look like. Notice that you see the occlusal surface of the molars and that the occlusal surface of the lower molars is often higher than the lower anteriors. If necessary, adjust your patient's occlusal plane by adjusting the height of the ProMax. Press the ready or forward button on the touchscreen and ask the patient to close their lips around the bite stick, place their full tongue to the roof of their mouth, and breathe through their nose. For children, you may instruct them to suck on the bite stick like a straw. This accomplishes the same thing. Now press and hold the exposure button until the beeping tones stop. Return to the touchscreen and review the AutoFocus Scout image. Verify that the occlusal plane is set properly and the red autofocus light found the root tip of tooth number 9. Make any adjustments to the autofocus light by pressing the positive or negative icon below the Scout image on the touchscreen. Press OK on the touchscreen and once again ask your patient to close their lips around the bite stick, place their full tongue to the roof of their mouth, and breathe through their nose. Press and hold the exposure button until the beeping tones stop. Once the exposure is complete, ask your patient to remain in the machine until the ProMax resets and the temple supports are released from their head. On your computer screen, you should now have a perfect pan. Notice the proper curve of spee. Notice the upright, neutral spine. Notice the sharp, in-focused anteriors. For troubleshooting common panoramic errors, visit the Training tab at brentgarvin.com.